She's dead. Wrapped in plastic.
Welcome to the Twin Peaks Podcast.
Damn good coffee. And hot. Would everyone please take a seat?
Welcome, everyone, to episode 26 of the Twin Peaks Podcast. I'm Matt.
I'm Melanie.
I'm Brad.
I'm Caitlin.
And I'm John.
Hey, John.
Hey, John.
You know, it's very exciting to be here. I've been practicing my Canadian accent, which Jacques Renault taught me, so... Bite the bullet, Caitlin! Hey, hey, hey! Wee, wee.
Great.
Not impressed.
We will go to Tim Hortons and have a donut.
Well, that's accurate.
Okay.
So what's your experience with Twin Peaks, John?
I'm one of those old folks who watched it at the very beginning. It was... we suffered through the when the show was taken off the air. When it got taken off the air a couple of episodes ago, I was at my school and I went into the computer lab to be one of those people who wrote a letter to ABC.
Yeah.
And sure enough, in the computer lab, I saw two other kids. I didn't know them personally, but they were also writing letters. It was a bit bizarre. So
That's awesome.
yeah, it was pretty neat.
So 3 members of Coop in the same room.
Lakeside High School, Atlanta. All right, give it up.
Sweet. All right, Brad, I heard you say that maybe there's a funny Netflix description for this episode.
Yes. This is Season 2, Episode 18, On the Wings of Love, which is an awesome song. Midnight spelunking and a naked woman's deely embrace are among the strange events.
Deely?
What's that mean? Is that a word?
How does that spelled?
Dealy.
Deely.
Did you look it up?
I assume they were going for deathly embrace. But not really accurate either, so...
No.
Well,
Oh, Netflix.
It was going to be deadly, and it failed.
Yeah. Oh, Netflix.
Yeah, Netflix.
Did anybody watch the Log Lady intro to this show?
I did not. Was it a good one?
Well, it had a couple of questions, and I'm going to see if you guys know the answers.
Okay.
She starts off, the Log Lady says, the beautiful thing about treasure is that it exists. All right, now here's her first question. Where is the treasure that, when found, leaves one eternally happy?
Oh, this is like the Riddler.
Are these the treasures related to the secrets?
She gave no hints. That was her first question. Where is the treasure that, when found, leaves one eternally happy?
I think it's a question for the ages.
I don't know. I've always been bad at riddles. Like, I would suck if I was Batman.
Riddle me this!
All right, well then her second question may give a slight hint.
Okay.
She says that some say it's inside of us one and all. And she said, why is it so hard to find and so difficult to attain if it's so near?
Independent wealth.
All I can say is that this reminds me of a cute little commercial where the little girl is like, my mommy says that when we're old, all we'll have is our memories and our muffins.
Memories.
Do you have a take on it, John?
Well, obviously, where is the treasure that, when found, leaves one eternally happy? In this episode, it feels like it's in a cave.
Mm-hmm.
And your soul is a bit of a cave. And then why is it so hard to find and difficult to attain? And I think, on an existential level, many of us probably don't want to be happy. And so we don't look for it. But she gave no hints.
Could be anything.
We'll leave that to the listeners. Everyone, submit your answers to this fascinating riddle that broke my brain.
Yet again.
I'm not one for riddles and poems and
This is
stuff.
not the first time your brain has been broken.
Oh, I stay away from puzzles. So we start out, and that bookhouse boy's not looking good.
What the hell? Is he dead?
Looks like he is.
Usually when you bleed from the ear, I think, yeah, it's not. If he's not dead now, he's going to be dead soon.
I wish I understood this.
He died in a very cinematic pose, though. You know, if
Yeah.
you're gonna die, make sure it works for the shot.
Right. I don't understand. Is there a magic potion here, or what is that? Because magic potions are like a whole nother level of supernatural that the show has not gone into before.
That's either some kind of weird hallucinogen, or she is a witch.
Okay.
Or there are pheromones.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hallucinogen is what I was leaning towards, though.
Okay. But what was the ultimate point of that? Like,
It just gets her off, I think.
because
She was afraid of morning breath, so she thought if she put some good stuff on Harry's lips, might.
but why try to like you know,
Yeah, because she's going to try to kill him immediately. Why does she have to lull him into a false sense of security first if he's already asleep?
right, just stab him in the head while he's sleeping.
Maybe it's just her MO.
Yeah.
Yeah, and she didn't try to kill him until after he had called her Josie a couple of times. You know, when you wake up with a woman and call out the wrong name, you know, that's not too smooth.
No.
But this lady, she's right from, like, you know, she's just a James Bond villain. You know, she's trying to make you suffer before
Yeah.
she kills
I think
you.
she must be doing it, you know, just for her own enjoyment.
Exactly.
Right.
Just, like I said, well, why else would she be wearing, like, you know, lingerie to kill somebody? Makes no sense.
Did you guys think Harry was a goner here?
I hoped for a second.
No. I knew he
No.
would fight.
Yeah, I thought he was a bit of a hero, you know. People used to deny women the right to vote, and women can now vote. People say you shouldn't punch women in the face, but Harry, you know, Harry's a suffragette. He just cocked this bitch right in the face.
This is the second time in the show this has happened.
Right. That's the second woman who's been punched out of the show.
Wow.
Harry and Coop are good at that.
Right, and Harry's been getting a lot of trash. I am a big Harry fan.
Are
You
you?
know, Claire is from, you know, England, and, you know, they don't have any famous English cops. Have you noticed that? It's like, you know, Miss Marple's little old lady has to solve crimes because the cops are so incompetent. You know, I mean, it's just, she's jealous of an American cop doing his job, and that's punching a lover in the face.
Okay. They have Sherlock. I guess he's not a cop, but
He's not
Yeah.
a cop. He's on heroin.
They have Simon Pegg and Hot Fuzz. That's pretty good.
oh yeah, he's the best.
Hey, Win Cooper, they're good.
I wanted him to hit her with that trophy. You know how he, like, you know, after he punched her and she's knocked out, he picked up a trophy for extra protection.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I thought, you know, way to be really sure that you got her, Harry.
Yeah, he got her right in the ovaries.
This has to come back at some point. If this ends, this little story with her ends here, I don't understand why they've wasted so much of our time with it.
The way I see it is, she's a remnant of other writers' crappy storylines that they're trying to get rid of however they can.
Well, but they've still got Catherine with the box.
Yeah.
So I'm holding out some hope.
It's a continuation right there.
Yeah, that continues the story.
This episode was written by Harley Payton and Robert Engels, who were kind of like the mini Lynch and Frost. Like when Lynch and Frost were away, these guys kind of ran the show, these two.
Yeah, they generally did good work, these two, yeah. Well, this episode's, the writing in this episode is some of my favorite, but we'll get to that.
So we move on, and we've got Billy Zane with a steamer of some sort. What is it?
I don't know, I was more concerned with what he's wearing.
Yeah, that sweater and the pants pulled up to his nipple, that was not a good look.
It's like he was dressed up for Halloween.
Mm-hmm.
He had like the orange and black sweater and
Well, he had a wig on.
the hipster glasses and the wig.
And apparently a wig, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think somebody in the feedback mentioned that they were trying to figure out what kind of contraption he had in his room.
I'm trying to. Is he steaming vegetables? Is he invented some sort of new, like, steam press for his clothes, and that's why he's wearing the sweater?
It's newly steam pressed.
Yeah.
I feel like he's just inventing a machine.
I didn't think Audrey, who is beautiful, I didn't think she looked too good in this episode either. This hairstyle was not for her.
No.
Not for me.
Are you guys compelled by this scene at all? I'm not.
When are you ever?
No.
I'm never compelled by these two.
No, just Billy Zane. He ruins everything. He's ruining Audrey for me.
Well, there's also the whole back and forth joke about, hey, next time if you bring a hammer, you better bring the nails.
Yeah.
There's an implied threat in there. It's a little rapey. Because there's a or what.
This episode had a lot of, Twin Peaks kind of pickup lines from all the guys.
Mm-hmm.
John Justice Wheeler's was, "You have an undeniable magic about you."
Mm-hmm.
Ladies, does that actually work for you?
Would that work on you, Mel? If I said it?
And
No,
he was wearing a sweater.
Yeah, I have to be wearing that sweater.
I'd laugh at you.
Oh. It's the sweater, isn't it?
Yeah. It's the sweater and the glasses and the pants pulled up to your nipples.
Okay, the next scene, we have Harry and Cooper. I'd like to note that I saw on the door, as this is like in the jail area, as Harry walked through it, it said, "Keep this door locked at all times."
The door that you walked through?
Yeah, the door everybody, Norma walked through to see Hank.
Pete.
The door Catherine walked through to see Ben. You mean the open door policy? Yeah.
Yeah. Pete went through it.
Right.
That's a good observation.
Everybody.
Well, they put up the sign like last night.
Oh.
Yeah. It's only after everybody's been, just traipsing through there.
We've been having
That's
problems.
Now, have you guys mentioned that the actress who plays Jones is an actress named Brenda Strong, who's the voice on Desperate Housewives, Mary Alice?
No.
She was the show. Some people said, especially when Desperate Housewives started, they said it was very influenced by Twin Peaks. And sure enough, Brenda Strong, Jones here, is the character who died, like in the premiere episode of Desperate Housewives.
Oh.
Interesting.
She was also the braless wonder on Seinfeld.
Yeah. Yeah, that's right.
Well, Harry was leaving the jail, and Cooper says this was done because of sexual jealousy. And what's interesting is how Harry quickly and naturally accepts that that's the reason. He's like, oh, that must be the reason. Yeah, okay.
Yeah, I'm a total stud.
I am a stud, yeah.
Yeah.
I can see that. Then we get the hangover cure.
Was anybody upset that it wasn't a very Twin Peaks hangover cure? Like you put a fish in a percolator, then you take Nadine's wrestling outfit and you strain all the sweat of that into the percolator, combine some leftover cherry pie, and then down it. That should have been the actual cure.
I'll be right back, guys. I gotta go to the bathroom.
I thought you were serious.
Vomiting is not a good hangover cure. Let's start right there.
No, you don't think so?
I agree. I disagree. It's the best one. I've sadly used it too many times.
It might depend.
I like to think that Coop did it for pure personal pleasure.
Yeah,
that's possible too.
So what was the ingredient?
It was tomato juice, oysters.
It was nearly frozen, unstrained tomato juice. Oysters,
sweetbreads, chestnuts, Canadian bacon,
and then biscuits. Big biscuits smothered in gravy.
Yep.
And then you drink it while listening to James sing.
Oh yeah, and anchovies on top of that.
Then we get the bonsai gift.
And a chess move from Windermere.
And a chess move.
Why don't you think they would check gifts, strange, mysterious gifts coming to the sheriff's office, especially after Windermere broke into the sheriff's office?
That's true. So probably, yeah. My favorite character. My favorite character comes back.
Windermere?
No.
Oh well.
Oh yeah, we get a few shots of him first, but then Gordon Cole comes back.
Yay!
Yay!
Yay! Do you guys love Gordon Cole? Please say you do.
Yeah, he's great.
I liked him in this episode a lot.
Brad?
I don't know.
What?
I don't know. It's a little much. It's a little much.
Oh, it's delightful.
I enjoy it for the most part, but I'm always like, tone it down a little bit.
Oh, but he's so cute.
He can't hear anyone, Brad. He
I
has
know.
to.
It's in real life I would not be able to stand the noise coming from that man.
And so Wyndham is a chess player, but they show him shuffling cards. It's like when we're not watching, he and Leo are playing Yahtzee, Connect Four, charades. It's like any game Wyndham Earl is down with.
Looks like it, yeah.
Well, there's only 2 queens in chess, so he had to move up.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
Cooper's finally an FBI agent again.
Yeah.
Brad and Caitlin, how do you feel about Project Blue Book? Earl was loaned out.
It's disappointing. It's just not an aspect that it shouldn't be just like, okay, I can see the mystical and the mystery being applied to other things around Twin Peaks, but it shouldn't be involved in the Wyndham Earl story like that. I just don't like it.
Why? Like, I don't understand why you guys don't like it. It just doesn't make sense to you, or?
It just makes me roll my eyes.
Yeah, I think it should just be a pure psychological thing with Wyndham Earl.
Does it feel like too obvious when they do that?
It feels obvious, and it feels like, if they're creating their own mythology with the owls and all of this, that's fine. But when they try to wrap it into something like Project Blue Book, which has so much tied into it with crazy conspiracy nut jobs and like the boring reality of it,
Yeah.
there's too much baggage.
Thankfully, they don't mention it too much.
No. We found out that Wyndham Earl was on haloperidol, though, which is the same drug that Gerard was on, and that he was using that drug to fake his own illness. Now, can you do that? Can you take an antipsychotic drug?
To become psychotic?
I
don't know.
Does that make sense?
I took these aspirin to give myself a headache, so let's see.
Yeah. It makes no sense, but I don't know.
Well, I mean, if whatever that drug is has any psychological effect,
Yeah.
I guess that would be enough.
I guess.
Maybe they can measure something. They can actually get some sort of measurable, unusual response. But that's sketchy.
Yes, it is. For sure.
Almost as sketchy is the work he put into making those playing cards.
That was a good magic trick, though. He got Leo to pull out the exact cards he needed him to.
Right, yeah. It's like, is he going to kill the 3 of clubs if Leo had pulled that?
Poor Jerry.
Yeah.
I got one thing on this card nonsense.
Sure.
We see him pull out the last queen that doesn't have a face on it yet, and he puts that on the Miss Twin Peaks contest flyer. Fucking Annie. If that bitch ends up being the winner of Miss Twin Peaks contest over Shelly, I'm pissed off.
Will you eat a hat?
I will not eat a hat, but I will be pissed off. I will punch a hat.
Crush that maid's cap.
Yeah.
I would like to mention, what's with Leo letting out that random burp?
Yeah.
Did you guys hear that?
No.
It was kind of random.
He was like, Shelly would never let me do this at home.
Maybe, I don't know. I just thought it was kind of oddly placed. Anyways, I know it's weird, I just wanted to mention it.
It was great delivery by Eric DeRay. Really, great work.
Yes. Yeah.
I think he kind of fits his character right now. He's like not completely there. He's almost like a little child, and
He's a caveman is what he is.
yeah.
So, Gordon Cole here, he goes from UFOs to breakfast to bonsai in under 20 seconds. I love how sporadic he is. He must have ADHD though, but
It's the screaming into the bonsai tree, I think, that annoyed me with Gordon Cole in this episode. Because really, why? Why would that? Why?
well, look
Just
at
to
him.
annoy Wyndham Earl, though.
Look at the guy.
You wanted to make sure the tree could hear him.
Yes. Oh, and we get thumbs up number 17 and 18.
Yay.
Yay!
Double thumbs up. I would love to have Gordon as my boss.
Me too.
The camaraderie there is just great.
Be better than Michael Scott, that's for sure.
Yeah.
If those are your choices.
Yeah.
We go to the Great Northern and see Donna get out of a pink car.
Yeah, whose car is that? Is that her car?
She sells Mary Kay.
Awesome.
That's the car she uses when she smells a mystery.
It's terrible how much she distrusts her mother.
Yeah.
Well, she does that to everybody, though. She distrusts everybody.
I guess.
But do you blame her after what happened, you know?
Yes,
And
I
this
always
is-
blame her.
Her parents trust her implicitly. They let her go out all hours of the night and...
I've got a theory on that we will get to later as well.
Okay.
But I also, this is terrible to say, but how slow do you have to go when you're tailing somebody in a wheelchair? You know what I mean? It's like,
You
it's
think
terrible to say, but it's like, okay.
you think she wheelchaired it up there from her house?
That's why Donna took the pink car, because it has the best neutral, so she could just, roll.
But we get a quick scene of Mike and Nadine checking out. Things were unbelievable.
Glorious.
And they're not embarrassed anymore.
So
On
Don,
the wings of love, only the two of us together flying high.
Maybe that should be the song.
I had to get in there at some point.
There'll be many more times, don't worry.
Donna and Audrey are curious about what their parents are doing.
And so they go to the best peephole ever. I mean, that peephole has the perfect view of whatever you're trying to see. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
That peephole, it frames whatever you're looking at perfectly.
It does. What do you guys think of this, Brad and Caitlin?
I think that Ben Horn is the true father of the 3 Hayward girls.
All 3 of them?
All 3?
Oh no, just Donna.
Yeah.
Hopefully just not.
Because the other 2 are like redheads or whatever. Or they're just kind of... No, wait.
One of them's a redhead.
One of them's a redhead.
That's the only one that's Doc Hayward's.
Yeah, for sure.
The middle child of somebody else's.
Now, Johnny is older than Audrey and Donna, so theoretically Ben was married with his wife, Sylvia, had Johnny, and then started fooling around?
Perhaps.
Perhaps
They, parted ways after, having a problem child. Well, I don't
So,
know.
wait. So Ben had Johnny, and it was like, this isn't what I wanted.
Yeah, exactly.
So he got together, and with Donna's mother, they have a child, and then Miss Hayward ends up in a wheelchair. Let's go back to the first one.
It's very sad.
And here was our second pickup line from the Twin Peaks men. You should have been the best thing that ever happened to me.
That one didn't work either.
No,
Ah!
doesn't work. Not when you're a lying slime.
No. Anything else there? No? Let's go. Let's get away.
Let's run. Run away.
Into our favorite place, the Double R.
Yay!
This is a fairly long scene. Takes up a large chunk of the episode. But it's also one of my favorite scenes.
Yeah, mine too.
What do you think of this, Caitlin, Brad? Brad was
I think
really
it's-
annoyed.
It's splendid that Coop is back into his suit
Mhm.
and out of the plaid. He looked good in some of his outfits, but I was getting a little tired of the plaid shirt tucked into his pants.
I love how perfectly Coop and Cole, their suits are just so perfectly matched,
Yeah.
and they moved in synchronized movements. It's really awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah, I thought that was awesome.
And there's
too.
another synchronized thumbs up here, number 19 and 20.
And they pull the same trick on Harry.
Yeah.
It could be FBI hazing, all right, if you want to be in the FBI, make this guy puke.
So Gordon is infatuated with Shelly. I think David Lynch was probably really infatuated with Shelly, and that's why this is happening. But
Of course. How could you
Yeah,
not?
no, the writers later said that they had to write scenes for David Lynch to, flirt with Shelley.
he
Because he loved
Nice.
it, and so did she. I think there's a special feature on the DVD where they have this interview, and they totally keep flirting with each other during they discuss the show, and they're just they just kind of, I don't know, it's just funny.
Yeah.
Brad, did you like his joke?
No.
I didn't get it.
Absolutely not.
It's a terrible joke. I was disappointed in him, but that's maybe he was just blinded by love. I don't know.
I liked how he got interrupted. That was cute. But yeah, the payoff to the joke, it made no sense to me. I didn't get it.
Well, I'm just morally opposed to people telling jokes to begin with.
Well, bad jokes.
No, jokes. You don't tell jokes. No, we don't do that anymore. We're beyond that as a people.
Right, we send funny emails now. That's the
Right.
A clever observation, yes. But a joke, a setup punchline joke, like this is a joke, I'm telling you a joke, I got it from a joke book, never. Inexcusable.
It's for kids, right?
Shorts and jokes go together.
Caitlin, do you think Gordon is charming or funny, or do you like him?
I like him. I don't know if I'd be as patient with him as Shelly. Yeah, I find him more amusing than anything.
Okay.
Matt, you have a total man crush on him.
I do.
Yeah.
I love Gordon Cole. I really wish Gordon was in the series more.
Yeah.
All right, let me give it up for my man crush. Harry Truman was totally giving some good straight man looks in this episode.
Ooh.
Hey.
So, yeah, I find, I don't know about you guys, but I find Annie's a little weird. She's a little too honest. And I don't know if it really fits, the being in a convent and stuff. I don't know if that really works. She says, oh, you know, I've been in a convent, so I've been kind of sheltered. But then she also said she had cable TV, and they had, like, radio, so how could you be so sheltered?
There's no men.
You know, no men. It just ruins everything.
Back to Gordon Cole. I think...
Matt, shut up!
I wasn't finished my note.
I'm sorry.
Anyways, I think David Lynch has great comic timing. I don't know about you guys.
Yeah.
Agreed.
I think...
Trying to get validated on all your...
Awesome.
I think whoever wrote this for him is genius at giving the character a unique voice. That's what they wrote.
Okay, Matt. I will give into this discussion of Gordon Cole some more. the whole he can hear Shelly somehow.
Yeah.
A little much. It's a little much.
It's fine.
I love it.
It's cute enough, but it's just a bit of a stretch.
Come on, Shelly is his fated one.
Yeah. Take that. Take that, Brad.
Well, now moving back to Annie.
All right.
I got no use for her. No use.
No.
Somehow Cooper managed to put together the two designs of the Log Lady and Briggs into something that actually existed.
Yeah, but didn't he like take apart one of the symbols and stretch it out into a line or something?
Yeah.
That is not the symbol. Anything near the symbol that was on Briggs.
No.
It was he had a nuclear radiation thing.
Yeah.
Yeah. But I think he just took the 3 triangles from the nuclear radiation thing and stretched them into a line.
But then he made them diamonds.
Oh, did he? Yeah, oh, that's true.
Yeah, he made it a diamond around the Log Lady. It doesn't work.
No.
We need a graphic artist in to make this work. It doesn't really work.
Maybe they forgot what the
Right.
was.
Right.
Oh, man. No continuity whatsoever.
It was a different time.
Yeah.
They weren't expecting us to have DVDs.
Exactly. No, they'll forget about it. They're not that smart.
Do you guys think Harry looks annoyed when Annie's macking on Cooper?
Listen, I'm a Harry fan. He was being a wingman.
Okay.
Cooper got the girl. He succeeded.
Yeah, I think he is totally annoyed, but it is kind of annoying to watch two people fall awkwardly in love, though.
Right in front of you. Yeah.
Right in front of you,
When
yeah.
you just lost yours.
Well, yeah. It's like probably the most awkward, falling in love scene I've ever seen. But I guess it's very
I like it.
real. I guess it's very real because it is awkward.
It made me smile. But
yeah. Well, it did me too.
I like
still.
Coop. I like Smitten Coop. He's fun, but I'm not that into Annie, yeah. Just like Brad, but
Well, she's just awkward.
I don't know, she's very wooden. I don't know. But then things get serious with the mention of Owl Cave.
How has it not been on Cooper's radar that there's a place called Owl Cave?
Yeah, no, well, he's not from there, but yeah, nobody thought to bring it up to him, I guess.
Go back to Gordon Cole.
Oh.
I love how his lips are cherry red from the pie. He's just got pie juice all over.
Gonna
his
write an
lips.
epic poem.
Aww.
Yeah. And anything else here?
No.
Okay. I really don't want to move on but
You got a postcard waiting for you.
no.
Postcard from hell.
We get some James voiceover and then just you.
It's cool. Don't worry. I'm gonna be back. I still love you. I'm just going everywhere, all over the place. I'm gonna have lots of stories. You're gonna hear about all of them, whether you like it or not. Don't move on. Bye.
Nobody
do
loves
you like
him.
James, John?
No, I thought, that they tried to do a film noir type thing with that Adventure Out of Town, and it failed so miserably that, he can go to Mexico.
Yeah, and stay there.
Well, Doc Hayward walks up, and he proves that he's a bad liar.
Yeah, that's what I wrote too. Yeah.
Why? Because he said James will be back, don't worry.
No.
And Donna's actually trying to break her parents up.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, that's right, eh?
I think because it's pretty clear that Doc Hayward knows that Donna is clearly not his child. And I think that's why he's fine with letting Donna go off on whatever kind of adventures she wants and kill.
Right.
He doesn't care.
Yeah,
That's why the other two are locked up in the attic to keep them safe.
He's such a bad liar. He's like, oh, yeah, she mentioned at breakfast that she was going to go see her former lover. Yeah, no, but, oh, the flowers I sent her here. Yes, great. If he was giving you a diagnosis and he went something like, no, you don't have cancer. Why, just this morning I found out you didn't have cancer. Well, you'd be in trouble.
Yeah.
Well, you've got to realize, on both of their consciences are so many deaths that they don't really have room for lying anymore in their lives.
Then we move on, and we get another disguise.
He looks like James Lipton.
Yeah, he does.
or Mr. Feeney from Boy Meets World.
Yeah, he's more James Lipton.
Wait a minute, who are you guys talking about?
The professor.
That poetry professor?
Right.
The
Yes.
poetry professor.
They hired a day player. He did a good job. It was great.
Yeah.
I actually like this disguise. He's a cute little professor.
He's more sinister in this disguise with Audrey. Like the other ones, he was like all smiles, and this one
It's kind of leering.
he's leering. He makes her read that. He makes her read that poem, and he's obviously getting a boner while she's doing it.
Nice, Matt.
Well, look at his face.
I know
Yeah.
it's true.
Read it for me. Yes, read it.
And she wisely gets the hell out of there.
And so he emphatically states Shelly, afterwards. I was wondering if this is supposed to be a clue,
I don't.
and that it's supposed to watch out for Shelly now.
Because it's a poem by Shelley? Is that what?
Yeah, if he picked the poem on purpose because the name of the poet was Shelley,
But maybe they're just trying to throw you off. Maybe.
Yeah, maybe Donna wrote it.
Maybe. No. Donna does not write literary masterpieces, sorry.
Killed again. Felt bad about it for a while. Going to see James.
Then Shelly and Annie chat? Yes.
Miss Twin Peaks.
That Miss Twin Peaks poster keeps getting left on the counter. That's really annoying.
Somebody really wants Shelly to join.
Yeah.
He's asking about Dale. Nah, I didn't have anything else written there.
This is just... this is really... I mean, each scene with Annie makes me like her less.
Oh, really?
And this one, because I don't know why she's being such a bitch to Shelly. Because Shelly's like, oh, well, it's glad you're back in civilization. Hey, I wasn't outside of civilization. I was in a convent. We had newspapers and television.
Just no men.
Look, crazy person. You were in a convent. That's outside of civilization. Deal with it.
Yes. Civilization involves, an equal proportion of male and females.
You can pretend it's civilization, when that's not civilization, and that's the point of it. It's a convent.
Well, will Annie enter the Miss Twin Peaks contest?
I think she will.
She wins, I'm pissed off. I'm saying it now. If she wins, I will be angry, because it makes perfect sense. It makes perfect sense for Shelly to go into this and win. And I know we've got this Gordon Cole thing going on, but Shelly needs to succeed on her own terms without a man.
Mm-hmm.
I don't like the idea that Shelly's going to get wrapped up with Gordon Cole, which I'm sure is a perfectly fine fellow. But just let her do something for herself on her own for once.
Mm-hmm.
She's been so beaten down by these men in her life. Let her win a scholarship and money to get out of town. That's all I want. It's all I want.
But if she does win, I don't think it will end well. There will be misery and disaster. But I also think there's a bit of setup for it, because when it seemed like earlier in the scene where there was Leo and Earl,
Mm-hmm.
Leo seemed to react a little at the card that has Shelly's face on it.
Yeah.
And I think that even though he wanted to kill her before, that maybe in his like deranged mental state, he still has some affection for her as his wife.
Yeah, Annie shouldn't be able to win this contest if she enters because she's not even from Twin Peaks.
Yeah.
No,
Okay.
she is.
Is she?
She is. She just moved away to the convent, and then she came back.
I guess. It sounds like she spent more time there.
I don't know if she's been there long enough to establish a residency. I want to see her papers.
If she grew up there, she's from there.
So then we get some repelling.
No, spelunking.
Spelunking. Well, he's repelling.
Spelunking.
Spelunking, sorry.
Is it a cute little scene? I don't know.
It was. Where did Andy come from and where did he go?
He did look like he phased through the floor.
Yeah, it was a little over the top, but I was fine with it just on the fact that he kept going down.
Yes.
That sold it for me.
Yeah.
Oh, there's some books on Lucy's desk. One is about Tibet, and the other one, you could barely see the cover, but I recognized it instantly. It's Bobby Fischer Teaches Chess.
Oh, really? That's awesome.
And my dad would make me read that book when I was like younger. And yeah, I can't say that I have a good chess game because of it. It was mostly just boring, and I would get into the first chapter, and that was it.
How many people died because of your chess playing?
Yeah. How many pieces did you lose?
Fortunately, none, since I don't live in Twin Peaks.
Okay. And then we move on to Johnny target practice. And Ben munching on more veggies. I don't know, this scene is kind of weird because it feels like Ben is back, but he's completely different. To me, like, it feels like the actor's really into the Ben groove here. Like, he's doing a very good job playing the character, but the character's very different. What do you guys think of this new Ben? I know I've asked you several times, but he keeps getting more and more.
I'm still with it.
Yeah, I'm actually surprised at how far he's going. He wants to know how one can be so good, and I'm waiting to see how far it goes.
You think he's gonna have a fall?
Yes.
Go back down?
Oh, surely.
I was going to say, the main thing for me about this scene is it is obvious Audrey has dropped out of high school. I mean, this is ridiculous.
Oh yeah, that's true.
Hop on a plane, go to Seattle. I mean...
Yeah, I never thought about that.
In my high school, they had this work experience course, and maybe that's what she's doing.
This high school timeline makes no sense to me, though, because Laura Palmer was the prom queen, and then she died, and then they kept going to school, but don't you have your prom at the end of the year? And if you have your prom, you're graduating if you're prom queen. So, and they're all about 17, 18. So
Yeah,
they should all be graduated by now, you would
The
say.
story's set in March. So...
Is it? But that's kind of an odd time to have a prom, isn't it? Unless that's how you guys do it in the States, but...
I think ours was, well, it wasn't much. It may have been, at most, it was a month before graduation.
Yeah.
So, yeah, it's a bit of a stretch.
Yeah, so I think they must have graduated, but they just never showed it. I don't know.
I don't think.
Well, Laura died on, I think, February 14th, right? And so...
No, maybe. I don't know the date. Yeah.
They're very close to graduation. Maybe it's just the fact that Audrey has, is her grades are solid enough she can just skip whatever classes she has left. It's like she can just not show up at all and still, and still graduate.
Yeah.
I like how she's being promoted to the new Jerry.
Yeah. Although I'm sad for Jerry, but...
I like this scene though. I haven't been too interested in Ben lately, but this got me back into it.
I like
until Jack showed up.
I love that Ben is sending Audrey away from Twin Peaks and Jack.
Yes.
Yes. Thank you, Ben. Thank you.
Yes. But my question is he trying to... In the end, does he want to keep her away from him, or is he like the idea of having Jack pulled in to the family?
I think he likes it. That's what it looks like to me. Well, he did give him a carrot.
Yeah, but I was like, I wasn't sure if he was really down with it, or if he was just pretending.
Oh.
Mm-hmm.
Like maybe he got wind of him and Audrey getting together, so he sent Audrey out of town.
Yeah.
But I don't know.
And we go to Owl Cave.
Right.
Hawk used to play in Owl Cave when he was a kid.
What a
yes.
badass.
He seems like he knows where he's going.
Well, he used to play in there and pretend that it was haunted and try to scare himself. Badass.
He is the best. God, I love Hawk.
But my favorite character, Harry Truman, to solve the mystery, it wasn't haunted, it was beer drinkers. Case closed. Take that. Take that, Claire Laffar.
I'm pretty sure I hate Harry more than Claire does. I'm gonna say that for the record.
What?
Yeah, you're directing your points to the wrong person.
I mean, I'll throw Claire under the bus any time of the week, especially when she writes her weird fan fiction. But I think I take the brunt on this one.
Oh, Lord.
I like how Andy bumbles his way into the cave. They find a petroglyph, and the owls are not liking that.
No.
Owl attack.
And Andy triggers an Indiana Jones-like contraption.
My axe, it's stuck. How does that work? I just want to know the mechanics behind this machine.
Yeah, I know, it's really weird.
Why is it there? Who built it? I want to know that.
Yeah,
How does an axe get stuck?
Yeah, whoever built it, it's like, this will open only if you hit the flame petroglyph at this exact right angle and leave a pitchfork in there.
Yeah.
And why didn't Cooper press the button or turn it or do something? Why didn't he try to interact with this thing?
Yeah, we kind of left them very quickly after they found it. We just leave them and they seem to go home.
Right.
Great work, everyone.
This is very mysterious and strange. All right, later.
Meet back tomorrow.
I'm intrigued. Let's go home.
Yeah, what kind of an adventure is that? Really shitty one.
Harry probably had to get home and go to bed.
Still had a hangover.
Listen, after he solved the mystery of who was haunting Owl Cave, he needed a break.
Yeah.
They didn't even have a funeral for Josie. Oh my God.
Well, she weighed she weighed so little, they just, threw her over the falls.
Aw.
I'm surprised they left the cave so easily. Why weren't they trying to investigate what was in there?
I guess they could have, and we just didn't see it, and they didn't think to turn the thing, but feels like we left them too soon.
Yeah. Plot convenience.
Then we get Annie and Coop meeting.
Ladies' night at the Great Northern.
Annie seems to be constantly amazed, just like Coop. I guess that means they're a good match for each other.
Yeah, that's when I was like, oh, okay. I guess these two deserve each other. Ugh.
Yeah. Everything amazes them.
Everything that I like least about both of them.
But
Here's another pickup line.
what is
Here's Cooper says, "Man, I would love to see the world through your eyes."
he already
The wings of love. Up in the clouds, the old
Is that really a pickup line, though? I don't think so.
Like I said, though, it seems like he already does see the world through her eyes.
Yeah.
Earlier in the episode, he's like, oh, it's a bird on a car.
Yeah. Some people think I'm strange, Annie says. That's because you are.
I wrote that exact same thing.
But that's okay, because Dale likes you, so...
Now, I forget, have Brad and Caitlin guessed why Annie slit her wrists?
No.
I meant, life sucks.
It strikes me that she hasn't been in the convent very long, yet she's like, oh, what should I drink? And she's like, ooh, rum sounds exotic.
Yeah.
But I was thinking that she should have experienced this before.
Before
because
the convent?
Yes.
Um...
I'm pretty sure her mother's an alcoholic.
So what did she say? That she failed at love before or life?
I took it to mean life.
Oh, I took it to mean love or life. I wasn't sure. But
She failed at suicide.
she failed at suicide for sure, but...
Then we move on, and Wyndham Earle finds the cave, and he triggers a switch, and what the hell's happening now?
He saw the symbol inverted.
Yeah, and that was super convenient. He comes in and look at that symbol. Huh, oh, look at that one.
Well, that's what happens when you spend more than 5 minutes in there.
Yeah,
But
he was
also,
actually...
we see him. We actually see him look over and see the other symbol.
Yeah. He's just a little bit more observant.
Oh.
Or maybe he knows more about this than they do already. Maybe he came prepared.
Right.
He did work on Project Blue Book.
Right.
Sorry. Had to bring it up.
This may have just been me, but when I was watching this when I was a kid, the owl cave symbol turned the way it was the first time. I thought, oh, well, that kind of looks like an owl. You know, it was a kind of like a diamond with two wings, and then you turn it, invert it, I should say, and it suddenly looked like a flame rising up. I may have been obviously looking for clues, but that's what I thought when I saw the owl cave symbol.
Could be.
I thought it was a mountain, I think, for one of the ways that it's turned, and then you turn it around and it looks like something different. I wasn't quite sure. Yeah, it does kind of look like an owl, maybe.
I always thought that's what it was, but...
Oh, probably. Would make sense. It's the name of the cave.
So is Owl Cave imploding onto itself? Is Windom gonna die a horrible, claustrophobic death?
That's the end of Windom Earl.
No, this is where they unleash the smoke monster.
The smoke monster?
That's a Lost.
No spoilers.
Oh, I don't know about that.
I've never seen Lost, but I know that reference.
I didn't...
Who wants to rate the episode, then?
Not me.
Okay, I'll rate it.
Matt, you're gonna read it like 10.
No.
Just because of Gordon Cole.
10 Gordon Coles, yeah.
Yeah.
No, I'll go 8 Gordon Coles.
You're not literally like, seriously?
Okay.
Yes, do it. No,
Okay,
leave it.
Okay.
No.
No, you're rating it Gordon Cole? Seriously?
Yes.
Oh, no.
Yes, do it.
Gonna argue with us?
Wait, hear me out. 8 out of 10 epic poems about pie written by Gordon Cole.
There you go.
There we go.
Thank you. Just a little bit.
Yeah, I don't know. It just feels like Twin Peaks is back to me. I don't know about you guys, but I was smiling the whole episode. It was just really well written in it. It was funny and charming. I don't know.
You were charmed.
I was charmed.
Gordon Cole charmed the pants off you.
No, my pants stayed on.
He charmed the pants on you. So.
Yeah.
Anybody else?
I'll go. I have to be honest. I love that scene in the diner, but watching it again, I guess I loved the first half of the episode. I thought it was funny. I thought it was good, but the second half wasn't as strong. So I'm going to give this 7 hard truths out of 10.
Okay. Yeah, you're right. There is a lot of bad stuff in this episode too, but I just love the whole diner sequence so much.
It was great.
It's one of my favorite things in the series. Anyone else?
I'll be nice. I'll do the same as you, Matt. Well, not the Gordon Cole thing, but I'll do an 8 out of 10 finches on a Dodge Dart. And I like Gordon Cole. Aw. I don't know. Aw. I'm jealous of Shelly.
You're jealous of Shelly.
Yeah. Oh, David Lynch. He's awesome.
You want David Lynch to come up to you and go, I can hear you.
Yes, I do. I do. So cute. Sorry, guys.
Okay, Caitlin or Brad?
I think I would have to say 7.5 Billy Zane sweaters out of 10. I do enjoy this episode very much. All the cave stuff was super awesome. Even though the Gordon Cole stuff is still a bit much for me, I enjoyed it much. Okay. So overall, good times. Good times. Good times.
Good to know you have a soul, Brad.
Wow.
We didn't get enough Nadine though.
It's true.
I'm gonna give it 8 out of 10 splendiferous splunking to the sheriff's office. And yeah, because overall I liked it. There's a lot of good stuff, and Gordon Cole made for some very entertaining scenes. There was lots of Shelly wit, which is always the best kind of wit for this show, I think. And also some log lady defending pie. So
I forgot to mention that the log lady's line just seemed random and out of nowhere. That kind of threw me off that line.
That's what her whole character is, though. She anything she does is not what you expect. So.
Well, she's just he's just making an analogy or something about miracles, and she's just or a metaphor. I don't know what the correct word is, and then she just breaks into their conversation. What's wrong with miracles? I'm like, whoa, jeez.
Coming out a little strong, are you?
Yeah, she confused me there. Alright, let's get to some quotes then. I have a billion from Gordon Cole.
Yeah.
What you do?
I'll jump in. I've got one. This is Cooper at the end. He goes, Harry, I have no idea where this will lead us, but I have a definite feeling that it will be a place both wonderful and strange. Yeah, he's being honest.
Yeah, I always like that quote. That's classic Cooper right there.
Tis.
Mm-hmm.
All right, here's the Gordon Cole.
The word linkage reminds me of sausage. Never cared much for the links. Preferred the patties, but breakfast is a real good idea.
That was really good.
Love it.
This is Cooper talking to Harry. How you feeling? Like someone pounded a railroad spike through my ear. Then a descent into a cool subterranean cave will be just what the doctor ordered.
Exactly.
Maybe if the doctor is Dr. Hayward, but...
I would also like to try my hand at some Gordon Cole here.
Back away from the mic and yell.
Okay. Now that I come to mention it, Coop, you know what I'm in the mood for? What's that, Gordon? A steak so rare you could sell it at Tiffany's.
I like that one.
Yeah.
Did everyone go?
No. I didn't, Matt, you should know. I didn't go. I'm the person who loves quotes the most.
That's true.
She's going last so she can sneak like 3 in.
Yeah, exactly. No. I'm gonna do a Ben quote, and just to get us all into the spirit of Christmas, guys, because it's coming up, unfortunately.
Unfortunately.
Yeah. I am filled to the brim with a feeling of goodness, like a Christmas tree all lit up inside.
Ben.
Ben, and your goodness. And I have another Ben quote, too. Audrey, I know I haven't been the best father. Aw, hell. When have I been anything but a sleazy, rapacious heel?
But my favorite part of that is her response. Well, Daddy, maybe when I was little, but...
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Because I feel like the rest of that line would be, well, Daddy, maybe I was little, but there was that time you tried to have sex with me in a whorehouse.
I got one more Gordon Cole on you.
You knock it out of the park, man.
Okay.
I feel as though my stomach is filled with a team of bumblebees.
What's a team of bumblebees?
They're all wearing little jerseys.
What is this team doing?
They're all
No, it's like TEEM.
team. Yeah, it's
Teaming with bumblebees.
Yeah. Yes.
Matt, do the massive one. That's pretty good. He's like, do you want more pie? Massive qualities and a glass of water, sweetheart. My socks are on fire.
Right.
Hey, that was good enough. Actually, I like that.
Oh, and there's that other weird one. It was something about boy-oy-yoing.
What?
Wyndham Earl went boy-oy-yoing. Something like that.
Yeah.
Anyways, we should stop gushing over Gordon.
Yeah, Brad's gonna kill us.
Yeah.
I'm fine with it. I don't love
Okay.
He's no Bob.
No.
Yeah, well, that's true.
Yeah, but Bob doesn't speak.
Well, it's not much.
He just catches you with his death bag.
Let's get to some feedback then.
Okay. Here's one. Hello all. I recently watched Twin Peaks through for the first time, and I'm now enjoying your podcast. I was interested by your conversations on how much of Leland is Bob. You seem to come to a consensus that almost all was, at least between Laura's death and Leland's. And you were puzzled by Bob's love of show tunes and golf. You also wondered how much of Bob's activity Leland could remember. My take on this is very different. My best guess is that only the violence, the lust, and the odd mirror grin are Bob, and that most of Leland's erratic behavior is the result of him being in denial of the horrors he subconsciously remembers. He is retreating into an innocent place of swinging and dancing and the things he, Leland, loves in order to avoid the reality of what he has done. As this is inadequate to mask out the horror, it is amplified to a manic level. I'm unsure exactly how much he remembers of when Bob is in charge. I suspect not much, as Bob is able to reveal it to him at the end, but I'm certain that he at least knows that something is very wrong, even if he won't let himself think about exactly what. In this way, he's not unlike Sarah. I would also guess that Leland, not Bob, killed Jock. That's my take on it anyways. Interested to hear what you think. Keep up the good work, Dan.
That's a good theory. Yeah.
It's not as much fun.
It is more fun to think of Bob, loving musicals and all that.
Yeah, it's true.
We choose to go with our theory. Our theory. Sorry, Dan. But we respect yours. Thanks for the feedback.
Okay, so this email's from Andy. You guys are the best! Yay!
Thanks.
Thanks.
Hurrah.
I read about your podcast some time ago on the DougPod.com site, but only recently I decided to give it a try. Now I've enjoyed listening to you every day on my work commute, and I finally have caught up. I've been a huge fan of Twin Peaks since it first aired when I was 14 years old, but I haven't seen it in a few years. When I got the gold box set DVD box set, I watched all the new bonus features, and never got around to watching the entire series again. You've inspired me to watch... Stop scrolling. So I've decided to start by viewing these remaining few episodes along with you. So, what did we learn this episode? Thomas Eckhart was out of his mind. Why try to get Josie back when you have that perfume-lipped psycho sexbot Jones as your assistant? She's way hotter than Josie, but not a very competent assassin. She's still creepy to me. Harry and Coop sure know how to punch out women, don't they? Blackie's sister never did recover. One thing I've always hated is that damn machine in Wheeler's hotel room. What is it? A humidifier? A rainforest diorama? I just don't understand. Surely the money spent on that prop could have been better used elsewhere.
Honestly, I didn't even see it. I was just drawn right into his sweater.
Me too.
Yeah.
It's such an eyesore.
Yeah.
Maybe it's a device for sucking the souls out of all the room accoutrements.
Yeah, okay. Well, there's no denying that Gordon Cole is the best thing about this episode. I still laugh when he says boyoyoing. You guys really have made me notice how Leo has so little to do in his scenes with Wyndham Earle. He does practically nothing in this episode.
He belches.
Once. Have you noticed the theme of things going really wrong 20 years ago? Ben seems to suggest that he should have gotten together with Eileen Hayward 20 years ago, and I think that's the same time that Ed and Norma broke up. Must have been drama-rama.
Maybe.
Yeah, and 24 years ago, Earl was with Project Blue Book, so...
The scene between Donna and Doc Hayward on the steps is very disturbing. I'm pretty sure he wants to kill Donna. That's exactly what it is. Thanks to your podcast, I now realize that he's going up to the attic to make sure his other daughters are securely locked away. Brad and Caitlin, what do you make of Owl Cave? Should the prop money have been spent here?
Sure, I guess. We haven't seen enough to... I think it was creepy.
Yes. Hopefully they don't just bury Wyndham Earle alive in there.
Yeah.
Although that would be funny. Andy goes on to say, I've never understood the mechanics of this place. And what is that symbol that Earl inverts? I always thought it represented the mountains of Twin Peaks, but looking at it this time, I think it could be a full frontal view of an owl flying. Yeah, see, that's what I always thought, but...
Yeah, that's what I think it looks like.
Yeah.
What if Wyndham Earle turns into a were-owl now?
Ooh.
We told you not to read ahead, Brad. No spoilers.
We'll see. I give this episode 8 out of 10 schizoid maneuvers. I would rate it lower, but the scenes between Gordon Cole and Shelly are the best ever. I would love to see their trip to the doctor for Gordon's hearing test.
Me too.
Me too. I hope it's like a long-lost deleted scene. Glad to hear you'll be covering the movie and doing a series retrospective. Also can't wait to hear your interview with Mark Frost. Brad, I'm going to check out the Ramjack. The Ramjack. While I wait for the next installment of the Peaks podcast. I'm intrigued by your sass and your interest in Mr. Belvedere.
Awesome.
Keep up the great work, Andy. Thanks, Andy. That was a good email.
Great email.
Yeah.
And if you like incest, you'll love Mr. Belvedere.
Yes.
Alright, I'll read this one. This is from Harold Wallen again. I wasn't going to send in feedback because although I find watching this episode to be a pleasurable experience, I didn't have all that much to say about it. Then I remembered that your guest host went in the Facebook page promising to argue the greater importance of Frost over Lynch. Was that you?
Ready. I'm ready. Yeah.
Alright.
Let's hear this guy's clip.
Okay, we'll finish his email.
Okay.
I'm sure we all agree that network TV is a collaborative work. I am no Twin Peaks expert, and I have no actual knowledge of who came up with what, not just Lynch and Frost, but the other writers and collaborators. Most importantly, Harley Payton, who was the main writer and producer in Season 2. But it always seems self-evident to me that Twin Peaks is at its best when Lynch is directing, and second best when he's acting and on the set. This episode not only has Lynch, but his film editor, Dwayne Dunham, directing. I like Dwayne Dunham's directing, too. My favorite part of this episode is the part beginning with the hangover cure through the diner scene. Such an odd sense of pacing and humor, so charming and memorable. So Twin Peaks. Plus, Coop is back in his Men in Black outfit. So, not to denigrate Frost or anyone else, but I really think that without Lynch, this show is a whole lot less interesting. That's my 2 cents. P.S. What's with the owl cave scene? Why is Andy climbing 3 feet from the ground, and why didn't they show Coop and the gang for at least 30 seconds trying at least to figure out what they had found?
Yes.
Yes, exactly.
Thank you, Harold.
All right, you want to reply to that, John?
Okay, yeah, this is just kind of a general statement, but the first thing is that if you look at Lynch's movies, they all have great moments, but they're narratively a mess, I find. Other people may love them. But so I look at Lynch. In Frost's other work, whether it's the novels he wrote or before Twin Peaks, where he was a writer on Hill Street Blues, the narrative is very coherent. And so that's kind of the outside Twin Peaks. Inside Twin Peaks, I think if you look at the 2 seasons, which I love both, but I thought the first season was more consistent than the second season. In the first season, Lynch was away filming Wild at Heart for most of it. You guys noted when you were watching the episodes that Cooper, in the episode after he had the dream, he describes it differently than what we actually saw in the dream. That was because, once again, Lynch was away during Wild at Heart. And so they had to kind of film things out of different orders. In the second season, which has great moments but is not as consistent, Frost was away, generally working on what was going to be his directorial debut, Storyville. And then the big thing, and Matt, I'm actually going to disagree with you a bit on this, and that is there are 2 famous disagreements that theoretically happened between Frost and Lynch. Once again, I'm going on reports and stuff. But the first big disagreement was that ABC wanted them to reveal the killer, and Lynch was definitely against it, and I know you think that they shouldn't have. The quirk is, I think that if you look at it kind of, on a DVD sense and in that kind of sense, I think it makes sense maybe not to reveal the killer. But when they were desperate to get ratings, and when the show was a once-a-week thing, and then it had been a summer, I don't think the problem with Twin Peaks in the second season was that they solved Laura's killer, as so much as they didn't really get ramped up and start doing anything right after they revealed the killer. And so I honestly think Frost was right. Frost theoretically broke the tie and said, yeah, we should reveal who killed Laura Palmer in sweeps. And so I think that was right. And then the second big disagreement between, theoretically, from reports between Frost and Lynch, was that after the show ABC canceled the show, they agreed, hey, let's do a movie. But Frost was like, let's do a movie with the story moving forward, a continuation of the series. The audience loves these characters, let's move forward. Lynch said, hey, let's do a prequel focused on Laura, which was kind of his thing. And once again, I honestly think Frost was right. And so Frost ended up not being involved in the prequel movie at all. It has moments of greatness, but again, I think the narrative coherence is kind of lost. And I honestly wish they had followed Frost in that example.
Yeah. Excuse me. Sorry.
Matt, you've been sick for like 3 podcasts.
I know. I'm almost over it, but if I don't talk every once in a while, when I try to talk, then my throat is just filled with, lung butter. But, yeah, I get some of what you're saying. If the problem with them revealing the killer when they did was, I guess it would have been okay if they revealed the killer. It's just that they weren't ready for it. They had no stories ready to go. It was sprung on them that they had to do this, too late.
Once again, sorry, the reports were, and that over the summer, they were told, you've got to reveal the killer. And then they decided, okay, we'll do it in an episode that airs in November sweeps. Oh. And so, you're right, they did suddenly the shoe did drop, and they were told, and then Frost agreed, hey, we should reveal the killer. But I think they had enough time ahead of time. I just think, this Laura Flynn Boyle wouldn't want Cooper and Audrey together. I think that certainly is probably a bigger problem than revealing the killer. I think, I honestly think that they just didn't ramp up some of the things. I don't want to talk about the things we're going to see later in the season, but I honestly think if they had just ramped those up sooner after they revealed the killer, then the show, would have been fine.
Yeah, I don't know. We'll have to get everyone's input on this. Everybody put your 2 cents in. When I post this on the Facebook group, everybody reply and put your 2 cents on, weigh on either side, Frost, Lynch. Who do you think?
But, one thing that you have to say, though, is that they do balance each other out really well.
Oh, without question, yeah.
Yeah, like, if it wasn't for one or the other, like, you wouldn't
I think generally...
that good balance.
I think
you might be completely right, but,
I think you are right in that generally Frost is a better writer, and Lynch is, he takes what Frost has written and makes it beautiful to look at with his directorial style.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, because he isn't, that's what he did before he was an artist, like, that's what Lynch does, but...
Mm-hmm. Yeah, in the movie, definitely people are very polarized about the movie. Some people love it, some people hate it. Usually no one is just in between in the movie. It's either love or hate.
I'm going to be in between.
Yeah, I even feel a bit in between. There are great moments in it, but the story is just, hey.
That's why I think we should read the Diary of Laura Palmer first before we watch the movie, because with me it really helped understand the character of Laura a lot more reading her diary first. But the first time I watched the movie, I didn't like it that much, but now I really love it. Anyways, I don't want to talk too much about it yet, so... Alright, let's go on to our last email here.
Who's it from?
I wonder.
Oh.
I think it's from a Harry hater.
And it's going to be read by the ultimate Harry hater.
I'm the president of the club.
Yeah.
Alright. Hello, you lovely bunch. Plus, bonus lovely guest. See, she's being nice to you.
Yeah.
And you have to throw her under the bus. I've seen this episode several times, and I'm still confused as to what Joan's plan is with betting Harry before killing him at the start. Did she rub Josie's sweat on his lips, and that's why he hallucinated her a moment later? Avert your eyes. JJW's sweater is the Red Room incarnate. Any second now, a mini-knitted Michael J. Anderson is going to start doing a little yarn dance across Billy Zane's chest. His green trousers are also criminally high. And lastly, is he wearing lipstick?
Could very well be.
Who knows? Oh, well, enough of that scene. I agree. Like a boomerang carved out of concentrated awesomeness, Gordon Cole has returned. He and Shelly's flirting is definitely the highest of this episode for me. David Lynch clearly has a big crush on her, and they are so cute in all of their scenes together. Do you think anything will develop there? Probably.
Good question.
What about Bobby?
What about Shelly being an independent woman? Damn it. Is that too much to ask? 2 sets of double thumbs up. Are those 20 to 23?
No, we're up to 20 now.
Caitlin, I bet you loved that little scene between Mike, Nadine, and Donna.
It was awesome.
Okay, so I mentioned last week that I would save my feedback on Annie. Although she has a lot of hatred among fans, I have never found the actual character that annoying, just bland. I don't think it helps that Heather Graham is a pretty wooden actress. I think Annie and Cooper make a cute couple, though, and I do think that they have a lot more chemistry than JJW and Audrey.
True.
Coop trying to tell Annie the joke is just adorable. Is it?
It's awkward, but it's adorable, I guess.
Enough. Haha, just when you thought that James was gone for good, we get a moody voiceover. Oh, James. Donna. No, that is true. Not only do we get a voiceover from James, we saw Josie for a second.
Yeah, that's
true.
They're both back.
We're bringing back all the hated.
Gosh.
Gee. When Ben mentioned to Audrey that he wanted a good life for the whole family, I like that he neglected to mention Sylvia Arjani. CGI Owl Attack 2. Duck, everybody. I'm a bit worried that Andy seems to think that the best way to deal with flying wildlife is to strike it in midair with a pickaxe. I'm not sure that Lucy would approve. When watching the series for the first time, I was always a little confused as to Wyndham Earle's true intentions. On one hand, he is after Coop and wants revenge for Caroline's infidelities. But on the other hand, he also seems to know way more about the true nature of Twin Peaks than anyone else. What do you guys think about this?
That's true.
Project Blue Book.
Yeah, it's all in there.
Ugh.
But he's been researching something for the past, few decades, I think.
Yeah. So yeah, this is mainly a fillerish episode. Lots of nicey Ben Horn, which I've never been that fond of, but Gordon Cole and cute as a button Coop more than make up for that. I awarded 7 miraculous cherry pies out of 10. Have a great week, Claire.
Cool. Thanks for that, Claire.
Yes, thank you.
All right. Thanks for coming on with us, John. Do you have anything to plug? You got anything on the internet?
Hey.
Listen to my Ramjack podcast. We go for Charles. No, I have nothing to plug. You guys keep plugging your stuff. You do a great show.
Did you do the Facebook thing yet?
No, I didn't, but we've got enough content here, I think. I can if you guys want. I can...
There's some pretty good stuff on Facebook.
Okay, just
It's not bad.
real quick, I'll look and see what's on Facebook. There has been a lot of stuff in just like the past day put up on the Facebook group. Eben Moore put up some Twin Peaks rare promos that aren't on any DVDs. They're full of puns.
They are.
Lucy at one point says, she doesn't want you to miss the show, so she says, "Don't go out chopping," as they show a picture of Leo chopping wood. Yes. He also posted up a poster advertising, Twin Peaks coming back. New mysteries, new day, fresh donuts.
I like that poster.
Posted up a commercial parodying like a Wizard of Oz kind of thing where Coop wakes up from a dream where they had been moved to Saturdays. Shane Poole's posting a bunch of creepy pics of Bob.
Yes, they're awesome.
I love the photobombing one.
The photobombing?
Oh, yeah.
Yes.
It's great.
Where he's just, like, randomly in between Truman and Lynch.
Yeah, smiling. Aww. Okay, I love the knitted Cooper.
Angelica.
You have to mention it.
Angelica Louise Damiani knitted a little Cooper.
I love it. I want one.
Scott Schneider showed off his Twin Peaks t-shirt. Mine's in the mail.
Yeah, we have yet to get ours, but we will post a picture of us. tfury.com had a Twin Peaks t-shirt like a few days ago for one day only. Alright, so back to plugging. I guess me and Mel will plug the Carnival podcast, which is a podcast just like this one, except it's about Carnival. And we do it with Claire, who sends us email every week. And we're going to record right after this. Brad, what do you got?
You can catch me on the Ramjack podcast, where we have fun and shenanigans. And right now we're talking about Mr. Belvedere and Saved by the Bell. Which, if you thought this Billy Zane sweater was crazy, Saved by the Bell has got some sweaters. Yikes!
So I guess that's it, huh? We'll be back next time for episode 27, which is apparently called Variations on... What?
Relations.
Variations on relations.
On the wings of love.
Brad, your homework is to make a song called Variations on Relations.
I will.
Okay. Alright, so see you next time, everyone.
Okay.
Bye. Thanks for listening. Check us out on twitter.com/TwinPeaksCast. Search for the Twin Peaks Podcast group on Facebook. And visit us on twinpeakspodcast.blogspot.com. Email your feedback to twinpeakspodcast@gmail.com.
Here's a tune for you guys. Okay. Don't do anything I wouldn't do.